In this video, we're going to look into solving using the square root method, also what to look for in terms of how do we know when to use the square root method versus other methods of solving quadratics. So there's three different quadratics that we're looking at here. They're all written in relatively a different form. The first form should be a giveaway that this is not going to be the square root method. And why it's a giveaway is because it's written in factored form. When a quadratic's written in factored form, this is an indicator that we would actually use what's called the zero product property in order to solve for x. In this second scenario, this is written in standard form. So also, if you look at the third quadratic, this is also written in what we consider standard form. However, there's a difference between the second and the third. In the second, we have a linear term, just x. We also have an x squared. And the third one, we don't have a linear term. So in this case, there's no linear term. Okay, meaning something with x. So when there's no linear term in the quadratic, that's the giveaway that we're actually going to be able to use the square root method. And when we use the square root method, just like when we solve equations or linear equations, we follow the order of operations backwards. So I'm writing PEMDAS up here. So please excuse my dear Aunt Sally is one way you can remember it. Or order of operations, you do what's inside parentheses first, exponents next, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. When we're solving, we actually go backwards. We start with undoing addition and subtraction, and we go in this direction. And then we undo. Okay, this is our undo direction. We undo multiplication or division, and then we undo exponents, and then we undo the parentheses. Okay, so let's go ahead and apply that to our quadratic here. So we're going to undo addition and subtraction. So first we're going to add 4. And we have 3x squared would equal 71 plus 4 would give me 75. And now I'm going to undo the multiplication or division. So here I have multiplication of 3, so I'm going to undo that by dividing by 3. So I'd have 1x squared equals 25. Now we want to undo the exponent. So to undo the exponent of squaring, okay, or the exponent of 2, which is squaring, we are going to square root. Square root is the inverse operation of squaring, so we're going to square both sides. Now, when we square root the square, we actually get what's called the absolute value of x equals 5. Now, the reason why we write the solution like this is because there are two values that actually represent a solution in the equation x squared equals 25. And that is 5 squared is 25, and also negative 5 squared is also 25, because when you square a negative value, it becomes positive. So we read it as the absolute value of x is equal to 5, which, if you remember what the absolute value actually means, is the distance away from 0. So this actually has two solutions. X could be 5, or x could equal negative 5. So there are two solutions here. You can write it like this, or you can write it like this. Either one will be acceptable. You will see me write the solutions like the first one. And that is your lesson on solving using the square root method.